For more than a decade, Russia's S-400 Triumf surface-to-air missile system has been a central figure in global air defense conversations. When it was first introduced in 2007, the S-400 promised a new level of layered protection, capable of shooting down everything from low-flying drones to stealth aircraft and even ballistic missiles. With radar coverage reaching hundreds of kilometers and multiple missile types optimized for different targets, the S-400 quickly became a symbol of Russian technological ambition. It didn't take long for that reputation to spread. China became the first international customer. Turkey's purchase defied NATO policy and triggered US sanctions. India faced backlash, but followed through with its own acquisition anyway. And across every deal, the message was clear. Russia had built something powerful enough to shift how countries think about air defense. But in recent years, that reputation has come under pressure. From Syria to Ukraine, the S-400 has been deployed in real-world conflicts, and the results haven't always matched the hype. So, in today's video, we're taking a closer look at the S-400, its development, how it works, what it's done on the battlefield, and whether it still lives up to its reputation. The S-400 Triumf is a long-range air defense system developed by Russia's Almaz-Antey as the successor to the S-300 family. First unveiled to the public in 1999 and officially entering service in 2007, the system was designed to offer greater flexibility and broader threat engagement than its predecessor. Unlike earlier platforms, the S-400 can simultaneously target stealth aircraft, cruise missiles, drones, and even short-range ballistic missiles, all within a single networked battery. At the heart of the system is the 91N6E acquisition radar, which can detect airborne targets up to 600 kilometers away. Once locked, the engagement radar takes over, tracking and guiding interceptors toward multiple targets. A single S-400 battery can track up to 300 targets and engage up to 36 of them simultaneously. The missile lineup is equally versatile. The longest-range interceptor, the 40N6E, is designed to hit high-value targets like AWACS or tanker aircraft at distances of up to 400 kilometers. This series is capable of covering mid-range threats, while the 9M96 variants are optimized for short-range precision strikes against fast-maneuvering targets, including incoming missiles. All of these can be launched from the same platform, giving the S-400 a layered defense envelope in one unit. Each launcher vehicle typically carries 4 missiles, and a standard S-400 battery includes multiple launchers, radar units, and a command center. The entire system is road mobile and can be deployed within minutes, a key advantage in modern, fast-moving conflicts. Since entering service with the Russian military in 2007, the S-400 has been deployed across key Russian territories, including Kaliningrad, Crimea, and Syria. In each of these cases, its presence was not only about air defense, but also signaling strategic reach. In Syria, the deployment at Khamim Air Base sent a message to both Israel and NATO aircraft operating in the region. Internationally, China was the first buyer, acquiring the system in 2014. Turkey followed, sparking a crisis within NATO and leading the United States to expel Ankara from the F-35 program. India placed a $5 billion order in 2018 and began receiving deliveries in 2021, despite the looming threat of US sanctions under the Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. Other countries like Saudi Arabia, Belarus, and potentially Algeria have expressed interest or entered talks. While the S-400 isn't cheap, each battery is estimated to cost $500 million to $1 billion depending on configuration. Its capabilities make it attractive to countries seeking a high-end air defense shield outside of the Western supply chain. The war in Ukraine has been the S-400's biggest test so far, and the results have been mixed. Russia has reportedly used the system to shoot down aircraft, drones, and even some incoming missiles launched by Ukrainian forces. But at the same time, Ukrainian military reports have highlighted repeated strikes against S-400 components, especially their radar units, using US-made HIMARS and Storm Shadow missiles. In June 2024 alone, Ukraine claimed to have destroyed over 50 Russian air defense systems, including several S-400 batteries. Video evidence has surfaced of radar units being hit before the system could react. That has raised serious questions about the survivability of the S-400 under real combat pressure, especially when faced with coordinated attacks, electronic warfare, and mobile strike platforms. And while Russia continues to rely on the S-400 for strategic protection, especially around key logistical hubs and in rear zones, its performance near the front lines appears limited. The system was designed to protect vast airspace from high-flying threats, not necessarily to intercept low-cost, low-flying drones or swarms that have become common in this war. The S-400 is often compared to the US Patriot PAC-3 and the THAAD system. While Patriot focuses on tactical ballistic missile defense and THAAD on intercepting higher altitude threats, the S-400 tries to do both, making it one of the most flexible systems on paper. Its range outperforms Patriot in theory, and its tracking capacity is also broader. However, Western systems benefit from extensive combat integration, shared radar networks, and real-time NATO data links, advantages the S-400 lacks when operated outside of Russia's own defense ecosystem. That's been a sticking point for countries like Turkey, which faced criticism for potentially compromising NATO systems by integrating the Russian platform. In contrast, the S-400's lack of interoperability limits its battlefield flexibility, unless paired with other Russian-made systems. If you want to see how the S-400 stacks up against the THAAD system, check out our dedicated comparison video. Link can be found in the description below. The S-400's future depends on both technological adaptation and geopolitical risk. Russia continues to refine the system with extended-range interceptors like the 40N-6E missile, which is intended to improve high-altitude engagement against airborne warning and control systems and jamming aircraft. Almaz-Antey is reportedly working on software upgrades to improve threat classification and targeting speed, a response to lessons learned from combat use in Ukraine. On the export front, Moscow is expanding its pitch to new buyers in Southeast Asia, North Africa, and the Gulf, offering modified variants tailored to different air defense doctrines. But the system's reputation faces new pressure. In April 2025, reports emerged that Chinese technicians may have given limited access to Pakistan, raising fears of unauthorized technology sharing. If confirmed, this could complicate future export agreements and weaken Moscow's control over the platform's global footprint. At the same time, India, still expecting 2 more regiments, has been offered transfer of technology arrangements that could open the door to limited local production. Whether these moves expand the S-400's influence or dilute its exclusivity remains to be seen, but they show Russia is trying to keep the system relevant as the market and battlefield evolve. The S-400 was designed to dominate the skies, and in many respects, it still does. Its radar range, missile variety, and layered architecture make it one of the most comprehensive air defense systems ever built. But real-world use has definitely revealed limits. So is it still Russia's most feared export? Technologically, it might be. Strategically, its influence is undeniable. But like every system, the S-400 now has to evolve or risk being outpaced by the changing face of war. What do you think? If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for the latest defense news and analyses.